Hello, world. Here we are tonight with you on TCOL, the Circle of Legends. The Circle of Legends is an organization that connects, collaborates, cooperates, and creates a conducive environment for, for the betterment of humanity using technology. It works without any profit motives, without any personal goals for any kind towards humanizing relationships globally using technology. And that, believe me, is the need of the hour. Here, this session that we have today is a run-up to the 6th summit of TCOL and the first anniversary of TCOL, which will be held on 14th February next month. Yes, TCOL is completing one complete year. One complete year of working relentlessly towards bringing people together and working towards the betterment of the community, empowerment of people as a whole on a global level. I'm Shweta Singh, educator, founder, Economics Exclusive, which is a holistic destination for economics education. But here today, I come to you as a member of TCOL and your host for the evening. I bring with me special people today. These are our children, our students of Economics Exclusive, all of them, and belonging to different reputed schools all over the country, with me, especially to share their thoughts, because I know that they would have a lot to say to us, since they are among the most impacted people who have experienced this year in its full intensity. This is an opportunity for all of them to share their thoughts with you, to tell you what it meant to be students this year, what it was like, how the year was for them, and what do they expect in the future. I would first like to introduce them to you. We have with us Angela Bharadwaj, who's a science student with economics. So there we have a variety of combinations. She is from Father Ragnall School, Noida, India. Hello, Angela. Welcome to the show.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Then we have Tanushri Yadavalli. She is a humanities student and she comes from Delhi Public School, South Bangalore. Hello, Tanushri. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you.
Great to have you here. We have along with us Nandini Bharadwaj, who is also a humanities student. She is from Indirapuram Public School, Indirapuram, Ghaziabad, India. Hello, Nandini.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Great to see you. Let me also introduce to you Pradyumna Arora. He's from Modern School, Barakhamba, New Delhi. He is a humanities student, humanities, maths, economics, that's his combination. Hello, Pradyumna. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, ma'am. Glad to be here.
Same here, Pradyumna. And we have Malika Vasudevan. She is also, incidentally, a humanities student from Delhi Public School, Noida. Hello, Malika. So good to see you here.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So here we have an ensemble of our fertile minds, our children, who I'm sure would have a lot to say, and I would just facilitate them, just give them some little leads, and I would like them to take the center stage now. So okay, let's start with Angela, maybe. Okay, so Angela, how has been this year's journey for you? How did you find this year? Was there anything which created disturbance in your thought process or your learning process? Was there anything that caused excessive problems for you, or was it all managed well and it was just a change of form, but everything was smooth enough?
I think, ma'am, this year was a very strange year, I would say, because, ma'am, we were very used to learning in classes and writing on notebooks and all. But when this all the lockdown started and all, we were in a very strange situation where we did not know what to do. But and we didn't know even what like this milestone class 12th of our life. We didn't even know how we'll manage our studies and all, but our school and our teachers, they managed it very well, and we also did our best to accommodate to the situation, ma'am. But this was frustrating sometimes, like being stuck in four walls for months straight and studying for day and night, at sitting at home and not going anywhere was a little frustrating. But ma'am, we think we managed it well, and now we are here, and the year has passed away, and we sort of managed to we accommodated to this situation. And I don't think, ma'am, I faced that much problem, because I managed it well. Our teachers helped us so much that they tried their level best so that we don't face any problems. So yes, ma'am, that's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. So good to hear that. Okay, Tanushree, you have had a very eventful time. You had shifted residence also. You were earlier in Noida. You shifted to Bangalore during this time. You shifted your school. So how was it for you? Like Angela was saying that she was stuck in four walls, but you had shifted your four walls. So how was it for you, especially with the academic session being the way it was?
Yes, ma'am. So, my journey throughout DPS Noida has been good, and shifting from there to Bangalore has been a bit drastic, but I have accommodated accordingly. And yes, ma'am, there was a change in surrounding, like people, teachers, and students, peers. But yes, ma'am, I have learned how to cooperate with them, and they are very helpful. Yes, ma'am.
So, do you feel this online learning that was happening was, well, did it help you in this kind of a transition, or was it an obstacle? Do you feel that had you joined school physically over here in a new city, would it have been better in any way, or was it fine either ways?
Ma'am, of course, going to school physically would have been better, like in better connecting with people. But online also, my teachers have helped me a lot, and my friends have also helped me a lot. And yes, ma'am, online classes have their pros and cons both. So yes, it's overall going on.
It's overall a smooth process, but
Yes, ma'am.
great to hear that. All right, so let's hear something from Malika now. Malika, how has it been for you? You have, let me tell you all, Malika is a very accomplished dancer also, and she has spent a lot of time with her classical dance. And we would love to hear something about that also in the conversation. So, what has been this year for you, Malika? Has it been rhythmic? Has it been melodious, or has it been a little out of sync?
Ma'am, I would say a little out of sync. And if I have to describe this year in one word, it is this year was quite insightful. I learned quite a lot of things. And this year, though it was not rhythmic, but it was quite smooth for me. At least it was simple. And online classes, they were online classes was a new experience, but not so comfortable as compared to the real face-to-face physical classroom. And otherwise, the scenario of
the scenario of the life had quite changed a lot because of the social interactions, and otherwise the household activities for me it had increased and social life was quite disrupted. But yes, the online social apps did help me to connect with my friends quite frequently.
All right, all right. So, technology did help us all to connect. And in fact, that is what is connecting us right now, isn't it? Okay, Malika, we'll come back to you. Let us hear something from Pradyumna. Pradyumna
Um,
Pradyumna belongs to a school in New Delhi, and he is he is connected, also connected online with me as well as his school. So I am eager to hear about him. He has not been with me for a very long time, but I would really like to know his views about the year that has been and what he feels was special in this year. What it might be good, it might be bad, but what was different for him personally?
well, definitely, ma'am, like all the others said, that this year was not normal. It was atypical in that nature that we shifted from an offline medium where we used to interact with teachers and our friends to an online medium where we interacted through uh, online meetings and group video calls. But it was all in all, I would say that insightful and encouraging as well, because how humanity found a solution to have a similar experience that we used to have offline online in with connecting to with us, our teachers, our friends. As a student, I have always been going to competitions and interacting with many people, and seeing the competitions happening online, it was definitely encouraging. It was sometimes frustrating to keep sitting on the chair for a very long time, but I think it was all in all good that at least you're doing something at home.
Okay. Did you learn any new skill, or did you experience that your reach has widened in the scenario that we were facing?
Yes, definitely. I learned new skills this year thanks to the online mediums only. Spending just your time on any site like a YouTube or there's so many educational sites online. It's actually really helpful. And I learned how to make stop motion animation videos this year, which was a very big surprise for me. And I definitely learned more about working on the computer, which I was not a technology friendly kid before, I would like to say. Yeah, and definitely but using these skills, I have definitely expanded my reach, and I can communicate and interact with more people using them, saying it's just a medium of expression after all, that it's given me a platform, another platform, in fact, to share my views.
Wonderful. That's great. We would all like to see your animation sometime. Do share it with us. All right. We now have Nandini. Nandini, you have not you know shared. I haven't spoken with Nandini actually for a very long length of time, but I do know that she is a very conscientious girl. She is. She when she studies, she looks like she is absolutely into it. So this is an opportunity for me to know her more. What else do you do, Nandini? How has the year been for you? What are your what are the things that you did in this year, and did you like it doing the way that you did?
Ma'am, for sure, last year has been a very bizarre one for me. And like all my studies were disrupted, and I, as a person, I'm very disorganized. So it was really tough for me because when I go to school, I interact with my friends, I have my teachers with me all the time. So I can easily clear all my doubts. I have a proper routine in which I study. But after the lockdown, I was stuck at home. Like Angela said, we were stuck in those four walls, staring at the screen for like 6 continuous hours. It was really tough for me. And also, I felt quite neglected and isolated and just secluded from everyone. And I constantly felt that strong need to interact with everyone. But then again, online classes started, and that was really helpful for me. I could finally interact with my teachers. I could connect with everyone. I joined economics exclusive. That's something new that happened last year for me, and it has been a great experience so far. And yes, social media, the internet technology, it all really helped me to connect with my close ones. One thing that I really found important, and I learned something during the pandemic, was the importance of people in my life. Like, I really started cherishing those moments I used to spend in school with my friends, my peers, my teachers. And definitely, social media, it did help me to stay connected with my friends. And the very fact that we are having this virtual program right now, and we're connected with a global audience, is a great example how technology has actually helped us to survive this dark time. So yeah, to a good extent, technology did help me, even though I faced a lot of problems. But I'm really grateful that we are living in this modern age and we could survive. It was a great time. Thank you.
There are so many takeaways from what you said, Nandini. Uh, Nandini shared with us that she did feel isolated and secluded before technology brought all of us together. Do you, any of you, have any kind of an experience to share? Did you feel the same way at any time? Did you feel secluded? Did you feel the need to meet people? Did you realize the importance of people? Did you really realize that how much it is our innate nature to talk, to socialize, to meet people? Any such experience or anything that comes to your mind regarding this kind of feeling that came up in you? Would any of you want to share any kind of experience like that? All right, sure. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, I would say that I did experience that because, that personal touch that you have when you go to the school or to a party, maybe, or anywhere. You have that personal touch with your friends and your family or your relatives. And now everything was happening online. Like I said, it can be frustrating sitting on a chair for a long time or maybe interacting with people. So you just want to experience that again, what you had done, to go to places, to meet people. Definitely when you go someplace you meet new people as well, so interaction wasn't happening, you weren't connecting and meeting new people like you usually do. So yeah, that was definitely I would say a negative point of the pandemic, but a lot of good also did happen as we realized the importance of family and close ones that lived with us. For me, I my parents were doctors in the pandemic as well. So before that, we didn't usually get to eat together. But after the pandemic, we realized and we started eating together. And I think that was a much better thing that happened during the lockdown. So yeah, definitely it has taught me the value of close ones.
Great. That's so heartwarming to hear. And actually, this is something that all of us experienced during that time, the value of spending time with family. That's true. And working together for the family, for the household, that also was a different experience. So, but yes, there was this lack of touch with other people. But then there is also this widened reach that we are experiencing now, that uh, there are so many avenues, so many options that technology has given us to reach out to people. So it actually has been a kind of a flip of the coin, where at one time we were feeling absolutely constrained and stuck up in a box, and then we realized that all right, it's just a change of the mind, a change of the viewpoint that we need, and the world is all open for us. Yeah. So all right, as Pradyumna shared with us that he has learned this new skill of animation making, is there anything that my other friends would like to share, something that you learned during this time? Was there anything? I mean, I can share that I learned a lot of content creation. I became a content creator during this time. So because I wasn't meeting so many people, so I thought I would share all that goes into my mind, put it into Instagram and posts and share it with the world. And I did realize that I could reach out to the world, literally reach out to the world. So, is there anything interesting that you guys shared? You guys learned during this time because of the increased reach and because of the power of technology? Was there any special skill? It may be a physical skill that you are learning. It may be a mental skill that you are developing. Anything that you can say, okay, I learned this during this year, because that is what makes the year memorable. Yes, please, Angela.
Ma'am, I'm very interested in drawing and painting. So, due to my hectic schedule in 11 and 12th, especially taking science, and we had to study a lot, so I couldn't make out time to actually practice it. So I lost touch to it. So, in the lockdown, ma'am, I had plenty of time apart from studies and all, because we saved a lot of time on commute. Like, we used to go to tuitions and school, so I spent time, like 1 or 2 hours in a day on painting and drawing. And I also attended an online calligraphy workshop, and which I thought that I won't be able to, because it wasn't possible for me to go there, and it was quite far away from where I stayed. So I attended that workshop, and it was very interesting to learn that we can acquire a physical skill by online means also. So I think that this technology helped me, like, acquire a skill that I didn't think that I would be able to, because of the hectic schedules and also. That's it, ma'am.
This has happened with so many of us. We never realized that we could, without meeting the people face to face, without meeting the teacher, also, we could have the teacher with us. It was a very new experience for all of us. Yes, Tanushri was wanting to share something with us.
Yes, ma'am. So during the lockdown, I learned a new skill. I started expressing my ideas through writing. I have written poems and stories, and through online
That's
means, I've
great.
also published them on sites like Any Stories. So, yes, ma'am, it has been productive for me.
That's super. Wow. So I'm glad I hosted you over here because I never knew this, Tanushri. I never knew this before. Would you be able to share a short poem for us over here if you remember it right now? You can take a minute to think.
I'm currently thinking about it a bit because I need to see. Yes, ma'am, I'll take a minute to think.
Yeah. Okay, Malika, Nandini, is there anything that you found that you learned mentally or physically that this year that you would classify as the learning for this year?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, due to the lockdown, we I, as a person who likes a lot of like junk food, I eat a lot of junk food. But due to this lockdown, nothing could be ordered. And even if the lockdown, when it was closed, all the food websites were, they were, of course, slowly starting. But when they open totally, when they got completely open, still there was this fear that yes, the disease might transmit through food and all. So, ma'am, from in the beginning of the lockdown itself, I started learning how to cook pastas, different a variety of pastas, because I couldn't wait anymore without sitting and only eating healthy food. I had made it a habit to eat healthy food, and I also got a lot of benefits in my health, which were also visible. But I learned how to cook food, and then, ma'am, also came the art integrated learning which CBSE launched, and due to that this activity, I got an opportunity to create a lot of digital posters, which I, for the first time, I created. Otherwise, before this COVID period, I had never made a digital posters. Uh, I had never created digital posters, and also I also got a lot of practice in video editing, because we had to create pre-recorded videos to present it in the online classrooms, to present it to the teachers and, of course, all other students.
That's so good to hear, Malika. Perfect. So there are so many things that actually we acquired. Of course, there were some things that were lost out, that we lost out to, but there were so many other things that we acquired, and it's ultimately all in the mind how we grade the year and. Of course, the coming time period. It's wonderful to hear all that, and it's quite relatable. You see, we were all craving for that street food and junk food, although we all we all were, after a point of time, done with the so-called health food and homemade food. Of course, we all know that it's the best, but sometimes it always makes us feel happy to indulge a little bit. So it's great to come to hear that you were yourself now able to, satisfy those pasta cravings that you have. Okay. All right, Nandini, what do you have to say on that? What was your learning for this year?
Ma'am, I learned some embroidery from my grandma, and
Wow.
it was after a very long time I got to spend some time with her, and it was only because of the lockdown. And she taught me different types of stitches and everything. It was a great time. Like if it wasn't for COVID-19 or the pandemic or this lockdown, I wouldn't have gotten to spend time with her. It was a great experience.
Wow, this brings me back to my old memories, the good old time when we actually had time to learn a skill like embroidery. I remember my childhood when I was, taught that those chain stitches and the buttonhole stitch and the stem stitch. I hardly used. I don't even remember them now, but it brings nostalgia to me. It was that the life has to slow down a little bit for us to catch up with these little joys that we have. So good to see that all of us did a little bit of catching up. So, some of you told me that your year was insightful and it was a learning experience. So, if I ask you in the end, if I ask you and before we go on to that part, I was also very impressed with the fact that the integrated learning that has been incorporated by our education system now did help all of us to. It helped the teachers also. It helped us to open our minds, think out of the box, and create situations for joyful learning in an art integrated manner. And it also led to skill building for students. It's very encouraging to hear this coming from you all. So in the end, if we would like to sum up the year in one word, so what would it be like? I got some words from from some of you, but for the others, what was the year like in one word? Angela.
Ma'am, I would say it was very intriguing for me at least.
Intriguing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tanushree?
Ma'am, it was challenging.
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 All right. Okay. Malika?
Ma'am, very much insightful.
Insightful. Yes, that it was for everyone. Pradyumna?
Ma'am, like I previously said, atypical.
Okay. All right. Nandini?
Ma'am, it was a bizarre year for me. So bizarre.
Okay. All right. So, guys, these are our fertile minds who sense everything, who adapt to everything, and who learn from everything. I would like to close this session with our young poet Tanushree's poem, which I hope she has thought of now. She asked us for a minute, and we have given it to her. So it would be wonderful if we could hear a poem from her, and that would sum up our little chat in a wonderful way. Please, welcome.
Just give me a minute. It's tagged somewhere. Give me a minute.
Okay, no problem. People, I hope you have loved the session. I brought together my students because I felt that they are the people who bring things to us which we are not able to think that way, because these are the people who don't have prejudices and pressures at the back of their minds to behave in a particular way. These are the people who are most easy to adapt. These are the people, our children, they adapt so easily. We as adults are so stuck up with our mentalities and our beliefs and our prejudices that we require so many pushes and coaxes to change our thinking, to move ahead, to meet, collaborate, and get out of our box that we are stuck up into. But these are the children who tell us that it's nothing is fixed. Everything can be changed. They themselves have done it, and if they can do it, of course we can. So let us all try to come out of our boxes, reach out to the world and the technology. TCOL in particular gives us that platform which we can utilize to actually relate to, come out of our constrained places, meet people, interact with them, connect with them, because that makes us ourselves grow. That might make our workplaces, our businesses, our whatever fields we are working in, grow and evolve. And actually, after all, that is the purpose of everything, isn't it? To evolve. So Tanushree, do we have it ready, or maybe we call you another time? And we would love to get it from you, though. Technology is a little bit glitchy sometimes, isn't it?
So I'll start. People ask, ma'am, this is actually free verse, so it's okay. Free verse. People ask why she loves sunset. If they mean that everything has their end, but the color of the sun is what makes her happy. It reminds her that whatever happened the entire day, you can still get a beautiful thing, beautiful ending in the end. Okay, I got a bit confused.
This is so beautiful, Tanushree. I just loved it. And I'm sure all of our audience must have loved it too. It is so deep. And I'm glad I called you here. And I'm glad I called every one of you here. And we also have with us Mr. Darshan Patel now, the founder of TCOL. So glad to see you, sir, on
Yeah,
screen.
namaste everyone, and I'm so happy to have everyone over here and to have such an insightful session. The most important thing which stuck in my mind is, even though so many challenges were there, they were confined to the four walls. They have not stopped, and it is not only for these students, for almost all across India, pan India, we have seen it. Compared to the rest of the world, the students in India are less impacted because we are competitive enough. We know that we have to reach certain goals, uh, achieve certain knowledge to remain in the mainstream or to gain that importance in the world. We want to compete with the world, and I think we are 5% or 10% ahead than the last year in terms of that competition. So I'm very sure, even if with the economics limitation, which we haven't even discussed today, all the students are of economics and we haven't discussed economics. So I would like to bring economics over here in the picture, that our parents has a limited means to train us or provide us that economical support, but nevertheless there are so many ways and means in which you guys can have your own economics adjusted. Scholarships can be done, alternate ways of educations are going to come, and try to exploit it Knowledge is far more important than degrees. So focus on that. Learn from your seniors. Have several mentors which are available on appropriate platforms like LinkedIn. Do not just be Facebook or Instagram savvy. Just move little bit from there and come to some other platform where there are people, those who are ready to help, those who are ready to indulge with you and to guide you by holding your hand. TCOL is one of that. We're arranging various activities every month to be with you, to be with parents, teachers, students, grandparents. So we are covering almost each and every area of the society, and we are connecting them. We have four pillars. That is, first is connect. Unless you are connected, you don't know each other. Then you cooperate with each other, then you collaborate, and then you create something. The last but not least thing which I would like to communicate to you, or through you, to your teachers, parents, and respective target audience of TCOL is, we are going to celebrate our first anniversary, wherein we would like to reach 25,000 families. If you can see the scrolling beneath, we are trying to reach 1 lakh human beings, and your help is much required. How we would like to reach out to them? We just do not like to say them hi, hello, just like the news channel is doing. Not a monologue. We want to dialogue. We want them to tell us something, their life lesson, stories, PowerPoint presentations, whatever you have done during lockdown, even pre-lockdown, your skills, your drama skills, your uh, what you can say, artworks, whatever you have done, please share with us your projects. So if you can share with us in 3 minutes video format, we'll be uploading it, and we will have a cumulative effect. Imagine Tanushri, Angela, Malika, or I think two names I'm missing over here on the screen, but uh, yeah, Pradyumna or Nandini individually uploads a video. How many people will see? You must have tried. Yeah, you guys are techno savvy, so must be 50, 100, 200. Even my video, more than 100 people are not watching. But see the power of collaboration. We 25,000 or 100,000 will come together and watch this talent together, just like Indian Idol. So we want to create something like Indian Idol, and would like to provide an opportunity to each child to make his or her work visible to the world, not only to India, to the world. So if you have done some masterpiece or not a masterpiece, send it to us. Let the world decide that whether it's a masterpiece or not. Consider your every effort as a masterpiece and send it to us. Thanks a lot, and I would like Swetaji to conclude it.
Thank you so much, sir. And as stressed by sir over here, it is an absolutely perfect platform for all our children to showcase their abilities, their works, their creativity. We had so many creative examples right among us here, among just 5 people that we had together. So this is a perfect platform for everyone, every student, to showcase their work, and it doesn't involve any cost. It is not for money. It is only for showcasing your talents, your giving an opportunity for all of you, and actually an opportunity for the world to see what kind of work the students, the young generation, the future of the world is doing. So it would be great if we could have your works uploaded over here. We would value them, we would treasure them, we would present it to the world. So that is that's a perfect on this perfect note, I would like to wind up this session. It was a perfect, it was a beautiful session talking to all of you. And I would next week come back with teachers. Yes, it would be a second part two of the talk show, and we would have teachers together talking about the year that it was and what it was to be like a teacher this year. So until we have that, see you. Bye bye, and have a wonderful time. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you, students. It was lovely having you. Thank you, Darshana.